Hello, friends. Last January, in his inaugural address, President Trump laid out his bleak perspective and divisive vision for America and its people. And in the years since, he has spent every day creating chaos and dysfunction, attacking and bullying people, tearing our country apart, lurching us into crisis, baiting us into controversy, and doing everything in his power to make his vision of America carnage a reality. He cut taxes for the rich while raising them on the middle class and jeopardizing Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. He sabotaged health care and increased premiums for millions of families. He attacked women and their health care at every opportunity. He went after immigrants and refugees, including dreamers and children and families who were fleeing from terrible violence and terrorism. He rolled back protections for workers and families, for students and the environment in order to enrich billionaires and the biggest corporations. And he filled his cabinet with billionaires and special interests to implement his awful policies. But here is the good news. Just one day after he was inaugurated, millions of people turned out for women's marches across the country and made clear they were going to do everything in their power to stop President Trump's backward agenda. It was a message that resonated not just in our nation's capital, but in cities and towns across Washington state. Hundreds of thousands of you stood up in Seattle and in Spokane and Wenatchee and Walla Walla. You packed the streets in Vancouver and raised your voices in Bellingham. In Twisp, a town of less than 1,000, nearly 800 people gathered to send a clear message to President Trump that his plans to divide us will not stand. The torch of energy that so many of you carried from those marches has helped push me through some of our toughest battles this past year and been such a critical factor in the resistance so far. And 1 year later, that energy is more powerful than ever. A record number of women are running for office, and people are coming off the sidelines to get involved, talking to their friends and neighbors about politics and policy and what we can do to get our country back on track. So to all of you who have fought so hard to defend our democracy, for every letter, every email, every call, every postcard, every workshop, and every meeting, thank you for an impactful year of organizing, advocacy, and resistance. I pledge to keep fighting as hard as I can and to work with anyone from any party who's willing to stand with me to restore respect and get results. You've been an inspiration to so many, and know you will always have a partner in me. Your work, your activism, your passion, that is what a democracy looks like. That is what will help us move back into the right direction, and that is what I want kids growing up to see and to be inspired by. So stay engaged. Let's continue to push the envelope for our children, our families, our communities in 2018 and beyond, because together I know we'll make it.